April 4th. The Bard and the Bible. Leave well enough alone. To gild refined gold, to paint the lily, to throw perfume on the violet, to smooth the ice, or add another hue, until the rainbow, is wasteful and ridiculous excess. King John the Fourth. Better is an handful with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. Ecclesiastes 4 6. And you think you have problems. King John, the subject of Shakespeare's historical play The Life and Death of King John and More. The King of France demands John hand over his crown to his nephew Arthur. The Pope doesn't like John's choice for Archbishop of Canterbury. Influential nobles betray John and side with the French based on rumor. The French invade. John is poisoned by a monk no less. Some days it just doesn't pay to get out of bed. However, he did have one brief shining moment. As the second scene of Act 4 begins, John enters his court with two noblemen, the Earls of Pembroke and Salisbury. The king had just ordered a second coronation for himself, which Pembroke and Salisbury think is wasteful, like painting a lily or adding a layer of gold to, well, gold. The earls manage to simultaneously flatter and reprove the king, whose excess is a symptom, as excess always is. It reveals his travail and vexation of spirit in the biblical sage's words. How can your actions and attitudes today reflect the saying, better is an handful with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of spirit? By tale or history, King John is unusual among the history plays in that it relates events of the early 13th century rather than the 14th or 15th centuries. It depicts events that took place in 1203 and between 1212 and 1216. King John is one of two Shakespearean plays written entirely in verse, with Richard II being the other, or three if Edward III is accepted as Shakespeare's.